Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. Since the last video, I've had quite a few requests to go over some of my personal cars. So today we're going to start out with the Jaguar XE. It is the 2017 35T R Sport. And of course with the 35T R Sport, you're going to get the 3.0 liter supercharged motor, ZFA 8-speed transmission that's used in a lot of Chrysler products. I've done a couple little things to this. It should be maybe about 400 to the crank and probably 340, which is 340 to the wheels, which is what it was at the crank originally. But we'll go in depth. I'll give you a review and show you what a clapped out Jaguar XE sounds like. I think you'll like it.
Shut up and sit down.
Before we go through it real quick, I do need to clean it very, very fast. So I'll show you guys how I do it, what I use, and how I do it so quickly. So my setup's gonna be quite a bit different than everybody else's, I'm sure. First of all, for the pressure washer, I've got the electric 40 volt max Cobalt, and it makes short work of cars. It's decent pressure. It's nothing too crazy, of course, but it definitely gets the job done. And for these, you can either siphon out water through one of your buckets, or of course you can just connect it to your hose. So that's what we'll be doing for this. Now I've got just your average extension brush. That way you can get all around the car as nice and easy as possible. Simple soap. Anything usually does pretty good for me. It's not too hard. I clean them about as often as I can. And for the end, just the ceramic detailer, simple and easy. So we'll knock this out. I'll get a couple drying rags and we'll just speed it up. We've got power, we got water, and we got soap. I've got the adjustable nozzle on the end here. You can go from a wide variety of different degrees. For the cars, I usually just use 15 degrees. I have a couple different 10-degree nozzles. A little weird, but they do work a little bit better than even the 15-degree. But for this, we'll use that. This does have the foam cannon attachment for it as well. I don't have the right soap for it, and the car's a little bit too dirty for that anyway right now. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way and scrub. I'm gonna go change my shoes before we start, and we'll knock it out. Now that I've got my Jerusalem Cruiser 3000s on, we're ready to rock and roll. And now for what could be the most important part, the best way to dry it off the most efficiently, the fastest, and, well, I'm not gonna lie, it makes you feel like a man. So using a similar 40 volt max battery, lithium ion, these are actually 4 amp hours instead of 2, but this is the best way to dry off your car. Wipe it down and we'll be good to go. So now that it's finally all cleaned up, I'll give you guys a brief walk around. Like I'd previously said, it is a 2017 Jaguar XE 35T R Sport, and this one is rear wheel drive. I had thought about getting the all-wheel drive. Of course, they're hard to find anyway, but I do have the all-wheel drive F-Pace with the same motor, and these come with the 3.0 liter supercharged motor, putting out about 340 horsepower from the factory. Now with a mild tune, and I have straight popped the exhaust, so I corrected the air to fuel ratio and also increased the boost just by a hair. It is at, or should be at, about 400 to the crank, which will translate to the mid 3s to the rear wheels. So it feels good, and everybody knows that 400 horsepower car, I mean, it's just almost the most amount of enjoyment you can get out of one. you know, the 700, 800 horsepower, they are awesome, but you never really get to use it. You get to step on this, go full throttle, really enjoy it, listen to it. It's a lot of fun. And now on to the inside, just to give you guys a brief, you know, little overview. So what we got in here, we've got the awesome Jaguar screen. And then of course, we've got the red insert seating here. Great display, LCD display. You got all the analog gauges as well. This one does have heated and cooled seats. You've got your different drive modes right there as well. And then you do have your little knob there to actually put it in gear. Now something really cool you'll notice back here, of course it's got the panoramic sunroof with the see-through shade. It does pretty well to keep the heat out, but these do have the heated seats in the rear, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've had too many cars with heated seats in the rear, so it's always cool when you see it. And then you do have plenty of cup holder space there. You got 2 cup holders in the middle and mat pockets on both sides. This one does not have adaptive cruise control. It does have the advanced safety package, so you do have forward collision warning, forward collision mitigation, auto sense headlights and windshield wipers. But this one does not actually have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay capabilities, which I was originally pretty upset about, but you learn to live with it. I thought it was a little bit strange that they put it in the F-Pace and not the XE, but what can you do? I also forgot to mention, of course, on the tires, oh Lord. Of course, on the tires, we've got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's here. They grip up well. They do decent, I guess, in just about every situation. They're not great. The rotors here suck. Definitely need to get new rotors or at least get them resurfaced. The pads are great, so they still hook, but they look horrible. Like I say, this one's a 2017. I bought it with 50,000 miles on it, so obviously it's going to come with some character, just like this on the front. But what can you do? You can't really get away from stuff like that. Happens whenever you buy a pre-owned car. If you want a new one, you got to pay the price. So here in just a second, we'll jump inside, go through it, and I'll show you what it's like to actually drive it. And now that we've got the driving shoes on, let's test it out. So I've got to go get some gas. We're definitely almost out like usual. And for anybody that says Jaguars always break down, this and that, repairs are ridiculous, you're right. Both of them, both of the 35Ts, water pumps have went out. Head gasket is literally out in the F-Pace right now. Yeah, they do break. They really do. Oh, Lord. And you should expect them to break. They're going to. They really probably will. If you get a used one anyway, and I just wasn't willing, or really, I didn't want to spend the money for a new one. I wanted to test them out. I'm usually just a Jeep guy, but this is definitely enough to convince you. I mean, the interior is an awesome place to be. I got the 35T, let's see, the F-Pace first, and then this one, like the inside is literally laid out the exact same. So I was like, it would be cool to, you know, have 2 of them that are the same inside, I guess. But anyway, we'll go to the gas station and I'll see you guys at the pump. Well, we ran out of storage literally as soon as I got gas. So we're back and I need my keys. So getting onto the main road here, hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well. I do have the sunroof cracked just so you can get those exhaust notes in. So basically, to compare this car to anything else I've driven, it kind of feels like a Daytona Charger, you know, the sedan, and like the Camaro Alpha chassis have went together and thrown an aluminum body on top of it, and here you go. I mean, that's basically what it feels like here. It has very similar power, I'd say, to the Charger in just the 5.7 liter Hemi, but where it's so much lighter, it just feels completely different. It's much more nimble. You can really put it into place, and it goes just about anywhere you tell it to. The body roll is not very aggressive. Of course, it really does depend on which mode you have it in. In normal mode, you know, it is quite a bit loose. and then the throttle response is quite a bit slower. But of course, once you put it into dynamic, which is their sport mode, it feels absolutely amazing. Throttle response is great. It's right exactly where it should be. The shift points are mapped out amazingly as well. With the tune, of course, once I go into sport, you just push down the knob, twist it over. That's when my full tune's actually engaged, and you can feel quite a bit of a difference there. But even whenever it was stock, like for the F-Pace, it's not necessarily tuned as aggressive, and you can still feel a considerable difference from just Jaguar's standard tuning. They map out the shift points completely different, and it makes the car respond extremely aggressive. It's great. But as you can see for the screen here, it's got great navigation. It works fine, tells you the speed limit, everything like that. You've got your seat controls here. You can adjust heated, cooled seats, whatever you prefer. And then of course you've got your standard media controls, so you can go through to your Bluetooth. And Jaguar does have their own version of kind of like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Whenever you plug your phone in, it's just not as responsive. It's quite a bit slower. It doesn't feel near as good. But enough about that stuff. I'm going to shift it into sport mode here, and you'll hear it become quite a bit more aggressive. It really wakes it up. And of course, we've got the paddle shifters on this one. We won't even use them for this. Woo! You just can't beat it. Some nice little cracks and pops. But no lie with this thing, like I said before, it's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it is plenty enough power to enjoy. You can actually step on it, have a little bit of fun with it, you know. And as we go down a back road right here, we'll take some curves. Hopefully you'll get an idea for how the body handles what we throw at it. And I'll try to just build up speed a little more gradually so you can actually hear me. But the power, the way it delivers it with the ZF8 transmission is absolutely amazing. It responds well. As soon as you touch it, it shifts down, and it just goes. And it really takes off. I mean, for what it is, it's a lot of fun. You can still throw the family inside of it, drive a little bit more responsibly whenever you have the family in here, of course, but there's a time and place for everything. And this car really just, it helps you prepare for every situation. And as I hold down on the pedal here, or on the paddle, it'll actually go into drive, back into normal sport mode for me. So I'll let you listen to it shift for itself. It still does pretty well. It's very, very fast. It's much faster than I can do it, of course, but it doesn't sound quite as good. Old power lines. The other day, a tractor was doing donuts around the power lines. I heard they almost hit it, and that's the power lines. But fortunately, we still have power. As we come up to these S-turns right here, we're going about 55 miles an hour. Speed limit's actually 50 on these roads. Tennessee, they don't really care, but I'll show you. The body roll is very, very, very controlled. It feels good. The back end stays very planted. You definitely get a lot of warning signs before the back end would come out. It's much more controlled than you'd expect it to be for this big of a body on a car. Pretty impressive. We'll go up this hill right here, and as it downshifts for us, like I say, it's pretty aggressive here. this for 30 grand. And if you could, I would have already got it. One of the biggest things that's always stood out to me with the big body cars, the sedans, is I guess the loss of feeling of control going downhill. It always feels like that weight is pushing you forward whenever you stomp on the brakes. And where this one's so much lighter, it gives me a lot more confidence to really push it, take it closer to, I guess, its limits on the road, even going downhill. So it is very confidence inspiring. Downshift. Great little car. And of course, there are a few other cars that are, I think, comparable even in terms of price once you go to the pre-owned side. One of the other cars very, very close in similarities and even in features, which is hard to admit, is the Kia Stinger. So the Kia Stinger is very similar. It does weigh a little bit more, but it does have a little bit more power. It has a 3.3 liter twin turbocharged motor in the GT2. I believe even in the GT1, so it's pretty impressive for what they are. Great little cars, but I mean, in all honesty, like whenever you pull up in this with the XE, the Jaguar badging, it just looks, in the way this one's laid out, it just looks like a nice normal car, you know. Nothing crazy until you start it anyway. But if you just saw it sitting there, it just looks like a nice normal car, and that's what I was looking for, you know, in this area, the new area I'm in. This car blends in like very easily. Like there goes a $100,000 Benz down the street, you know, so it blends in very well with the cars, and it's kind of like a British take on muscle for me. It kind of sparking a new interest. Hopefully we can explore some new avenues. But I've had the Audi A3 in the past. It worked really well, but that was kind of like my first dive or entry into the import side of these sedans. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I don't know how long we'll keep this one on the channel, or keep it in general, but I did have original plans to make like a Project 8 version of the car. If you guys haven't looked that up, you've got to check it out. It's literally the fastest sedan in the world. So go check it out. It's like a wide body, but it's got the V8 motor in it like the XF has in it. Tuned amazingly. The wide body looks great. Big old spoiler on the back with the Jaguar decal on the side. Almost looks like the Hellcat logo, which is pretty cool. I mean, for a Jaguar, it's crazy. You just expect old people to drive them. That's what I always thought, you know, just some old grandma or grandpa driving it. But who knew grandma or grandpa could do this? Just absolutely insane. And it takes it and keeps on going. And like I say, this one, it's actually got 54,000 miles on it. I've had it for about probably 3 or 4 months now, so I can honestly give you a great opinion on it because I've actually had the experience with it. I've been able to really test it out. This one, I've went through some ups and downs with this car already as well, like we already talked about. There's just certain things that you have to be okay with whenever you're wanting to get into these. It's not a car that everybody should buy. It's not a car that everybody wants to buy. So you definitely got to be the right buyer, the right person to get one of these. But if you're willing to invest a little bit of sweat equity, you would be surprised what these things can turn out to be. Just absolutely amazing cars. And let me know too, if you guys do like this video, if you like this kind of car, let me know. I'll do a full video on the F-Pace as well. It's pretty wicked too. I've got the 285 Nitto Ridge grapplers on it. We've got an exhaust. We've got some tuning done. But it's also in the shop right now. So like I say, that one, the head gasket's blown on, and I believe the water pump is out as well, or at least the water pump gasket's blown. So we'll see how that one turns out. It should be under warranty in terms of year and mileage, but obviously I tried to wipe them before I took them to the dealership. Can't take off the exhaust, didn't take off the tires, the spacers, didn't take off any of that, but I tried to at least dumb down the software, so we'll see if I can get any of that on warranty. If not, we're probably looking at like $4,500 at least, maybe upwards about $6,500. So we'll see how that goes, and if that comes up, we'll just weigh our options and see what else is out there. I may just trade it, because we'll see. I have some crazy dreams for that F-Pace. A crazy idea for a build on it, absolutely insane, and I would love to do it, but this car has just not been what I was hoping it was going to be. In terms of the car itself, the model, like, they're great. I just think the previous owner to the one I had didn't treat it correctly at all. It was a 2017 with 30,000 miles, and I think it literally just sat there. So after sitting there for a few years, it's rough. So all the gaskets and stuff need to be gone through, and it's just a lot of extra work I didn't plan on. So it may even be easier to jump onto something else, but we'll see. It's a lot different than anything else that I've seen, so that's why I've been so interested in it. But then again, I guess I understand why that would be so different, because that is it's a big commitment to jump into one of those, because everything has to be custom pretty much if you're wanting to think outside the box with them. So that's a little bit annoying, but worth it. Definitely worth it. But anyway, don't forget, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, guys.